Hello, welcome to RHS Quick Tech, brought to you by Robertson Heating Supply. Today we're going to do a deep dive into single zone LG systems, and we're going to cover the typical setup, other available indoor units, the difference between LG Red and normal units, as well as design considerations and other advantages. My name is James. Let's get started. Here we have an example of a single zone system. We have an outdoor unit as well as an indoor unit. We have our electrical supply here with a disconnect. I would highly recommend coating these with an optional surge protector. Let's get a closer look at the wiring and piping of this unit. Here we can see the wiring hookups for this unit. It's very simple. We have the L1 and L2 of the incoming 220 volt power, as well as a ground. On this side, we can see we have the same L1, L2, and 3 going to the indoor unit. They are clearly labeled power supply and 2 indoor unit. Keep in mind, keeping these phased L1, L2, and 3 to the indoor unit is very important. This is utilizing 14/4 stranded cable, which is required for all ductless units. Let's take a look at the piping. Here we can see the piping hookups for the indoor unit. Just one circuit since it is single zone. Doubly insulated, very important, as both lines will condense during operation. We can see here our 14/4 cable. I would highly recommend utilizing this non-conduit cable, and then we can simply attach that to the line set as we run it. Makes it very convenient. We can see we have valves as well as a charging port. One very important thing to realize for any ductless product, but in particular the single zone product, is minimum piping lengths. As you can see here, we come out of the unit and then we bracket across the bottom here before we go up into the indoor head. The reasoning for this is we need at least 9.8 feet of piping between the outdoor unit and the indoor unit. Failure to meet that minimum length can result in a malfunctioning unit, high pressures, and poor performance. Make sure you double check your minimum piping lengths when installing these systems. Here we have a close-up view of the back of the unit. Normally this would be located against the wall. However, conveniently, on this display cart, we can see it. As you can see, normally we would have a wall penetration and having the line set come out, as well as the condensate hose. This condensate hose can be run through the wall and drips out outside. It can also be run into a pump or any other reservoir. When installing the line set, it includes this, which is a line set extension from the indoor unit. The connection is made behind here in our particular example, so I can't show it very well. However, over here, we can see where the line set extension extends from the interior of the unit. This can be bent out, taken out of the sides through these knockouts, or partially put through the wall for connections. This also allows for some slack when removing or reinstalling the unit. These units typically operate with this, which is a remote to turn it on and to turn it off. However, optional accessories include wall mount thermostats for instances where you might not want a remote or they are frequently lost. There are subtle but very important differences between a red unit and a normal high efficiency unit. For one, capacity for capacity, the heads indoors will be larger. Outdoors are less noticeable. However, the red outdoors have an inbuilt drain pan heater for very low ambient operation. The red units are rated down to negative 13 degrees Fahrenheit at 70% of the rated heat capacity. Below negative 13 degrees Fahrenheit might have intermittent operation, but the unit at no point will ever be locked out. It will cut out for protection of the compressor and other equipment, however. The standard high efficiency units will run down to -4 and be rated. However, they will still operate below there, just unrated and might have intermittent operation. Overall, LG Red provides more heat at lower temperatures. Before we wrap up, I'd like to go over some advantages of using a single zone system over perhaps a multi-zone system or other heating or cooling alternatives. First off is the versatility of the single zone system. In multi-zone, a typical head can only go from about 40% of its rated capacity to 100%. In single zone, it can go as low as 10% of its rated value as it modulates depending on the load. This allows it to be installed in a wider variety of applications and provide the utmost comfort under any condition. For specifics, please feel free to reach out to get a digital copy of the LG catalog, which covers all of these details. While on the topic of single zone products, there are also several other heads we can have, which are the low wall console, the pancake air handlers, ceiling cassettes, as well as full air handlers, which I'll cover briefly here. Here's an example of a low wall console unit. It operates much the same as a standard wall head, however, is located near the ground, much akin to a radiator. These can be very popular in boiler conversion markets, or if they're simply adding air conditioning and there is no high wall space, such as a knee wall in a bungalow. Here we can see a ceiling cassette unit. These normally are located in drop ceilings, however, can be installed in a frame mount in new construction. They spray air 4 ways, or 2 in some models, and are either 2x2 for the smaller capacities or 3x3 for the larger capacities. These are also available in single zone applications, which would be the pancake air handlers or ceiling concealed ducted units. These units are fairly thin and are designed to be mounted in a ceiling chase or above a drop ceiling. These are very versatile units that can go in a wide variety of applications and are available in single or multi-zone. Lastly, we have this, which is the LG air handler, which is a multi-positional up, left, right, or downflow with a conversion kit compatible air handler that can be single or multi-zone. This example here is installed in a single zone setup. Thank you for watching my video. If you had any questions, please don't hesitate to contact the engineering department at 330-821-9180. Thank you and have a good day.